All right, guys. So today we're going to be working on a 2010 Ford Escape. It has a P144A check engine code. That's for the purge valve solenoid. It's a relatively easy process. It's right on the front of the motor. It's 2 bolts and 2 clips you have to undo, a hose and a wire connection. You can literally do it in 8 minutes. That's taking it off and putting the new one back on, and then clear your code, and you should be good to go. Now keep in mind, when you're dealing with a code like this, there could be potentially other problems, and those problems could lie all the way back to the fuel tank. So you might need to check all of your vent lines and fuel lines to make sure that no gas is leaking or vapor is seeping out, because that can throw the same code. Now, I do recommend, for $23 roughly is what I paid for this part, go ahead and change it out. Hopefully that is your problem. And there is a recall on these vehicles for that reason, and all the way back to the gas tank. Like I said, I have had issues with the Evap system. So again, there could potentially be other problems. But for now, let's go ahead and dig into it, and I'll show you how to change this part out. Alright guys, so to remove this Evap purge valve, it's a relatively simple process. All you need is a ratchet and an 8mm socket. I recommend either using a deep socket or using an extension, because you're going to need to be able to get past other things down in here to be able to swing with it. So I recommend just using a deep well, then you don't have any issues getting those out. But before we get to that, I'm going to go ahead and remove this clip right here that the power runs to. There we go. We'll just push that down out of the way here. And we're going to remove this hose also right here. There is a clip on both sides that have to be compressed in order for this hose to come up. So pinch this here. There we go. Pull that straight up so we can get that out of the way. Whoop. Let's push this up this way. There we go. Now I'm going to take the socket and we'll start down here. Like I said, guys, this is a really simple and easy job to do. When you're dealing with the Evap codes, this is going to be one of your main issues. Now, do keep in mind, there could be other fuel leaks along the way and problems with the hoses and lines that go all the way back to the fuel tank. So if you replace this guy here and you reset the codes and they come back, chances are you probably do have a problem somewhere else. So you should start looking underneath the car and tracing your fuel lines and any type of hoses that are going to the fuel tank. There could be a crack in one of the valves. There could be a hose that's busted. There is quite a few problems and actually recalls on this vehicle. Again, this is a 2010 Ford Escape. All right, so now that we've gotten those 2 bolts out, we're just going to wiggle this guy back and forth. And he's just going to pop right out of place here. We can see here is the Evap purge valve. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, I'm going to take my brand new shiny performance model one. Nah, it's not a performance model, but it is shiny though, isn't it? I know in some cases these grommets might not come with your new Evap valve. Just take it off the old one and pop them right back on. I was lucky and this one did come with new ones. Now, whenever you go to put this in, make sure that your Firm but gentle at the same time. And watch this O-ring around here. We want to make sure that we don't damage it or put anything in sideways. And when you do take your old one out, take a look at your old one and see if that ring is marred up or cracked. And by the looks of it, from what I can see here, you guys probably cannot see it on the video, but there's quite a few cracks going around this. So that could be the whole problem, is just that little O-ring right there. So you could probably just replace that and this would work fine. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But for $22, I'm going to go ahead and replace it. So just going to gently push that guy in there. Beautiful. Now, take our bolts, stick them back in. I must say this is a nice engine to work on, this 4-cylinder. It's actually quite a bit of room. All right. Now that those 2 bolts are back in, we'll go ahead and take this hose, push it back under. So we'll just take and press this down here like this. Real good. Now it's connected. And make sure we hooked the electric back up to it to make sure the sensor works and does what it's supposed to do. All right, now we'll go ahead and reset the code. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and clear these codes. Erase is done. So now we're going to unplug this. Start up the vehicle. Now, of course, I still have a problem with my tire sensors, but like I said, the code is gone now for the Evap. So I'm going to go drive it around and see if the light comes back on. Hopefully it won't. All right, guys, so I've been driving the car around for about 3 days now. So far, the engine is running smoother, it accelerates better, it is getting better fuel mileage, and the check engine light has not come back on. So that is a good thing. Hopefully this video helped you guys. If it did, please hit that like button. If you're new here, also subscribe. I'll be trying to get more videos coming up as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.